Hello and welcome back to the official Saracen. Today I got two packages from a place called Swordbuy, which I'm sure some of you guys have heard of. In Turkish, they go by kilage, which means swords master in Turkish. And I got two packages from them. All right, so this is going to be a bit of an unboxing and a first impression. So let's see what we have here. I will say one caveat right off the bat. First off, really nice logo, by the way. This one actually did take some damage in shipping, so there is that right there. This could happen to you guys, so just be aware of that. Oh, also, I got these sent in to me for free for review, so this is not a paid promotion. However, they did send me these two, so I will be a bit more positive to them. Simply just, that's just how it is. But let's get some of these open. Let's get both of these open. All right, so hopefully this doesn't take a while. All right, there. Oh, just opens up directly from there. Now I have my gummiya here for no reason. Let me just take this out. Try not to destroy the beautiful bag. Whatever, who cares? You guys want to see me rip it open? Let's rip it open. Alright, that should give me a better grip. I think we're just going to go all the way. All the way down. And so far, it's looking really, really, really nice. Alright, hopefully I can get it out just from here. Yes, I can. Okay, let me just remove that then. Alright, that is a very nice plush velvet cover on this. Now, let's see the back side of it. Yep, a little bit of that damage, but I'm sure that's a shipping error. I don't think it was Swordbuy itself that did this, so I'm not going to blame them too much. But let's open this up. All right. Oh, it opens actually from my side, so I'm going to unlock it and flip it over for you guys to see as well. All right, and let's see what we'll have. All right, that is very, very nice. So we have these two. Oh, that's nice. Decorative little sword holder implements. But let's get to the actual sword itself, and that is this. And already there is quite a bit of weight to this. So this is a hefty boy. Let's take this guy out as well, put it behind me. And let's take this beautiful case out and put it down. Alrighty, so we do have these two right here. Let's just assemble them really quickly. Then just twist them. And it looks like you could put multiple swords in here, which is very, very useful for me. So yeah, that's our little sword holder right there. We're going to toss that off to the side, and we're going to look at this. Ooh, very, very chunky. Alrighty, let's open this up and let's see what we have on the inside. Alright, let's just remove that. Very, very nice brass work. Very, very shiny. Sorry if it looks quite silly, but I'm just trying to get this out of here. All right. There we go. Come on. Little cut on there. There we go. All right. Now this is quite nice. Very nice. leather scabbard with brass fittings to it. All right. 2 rings. Now these rings are like key rings, so these are not going to fail anytime soon, hopefully. Has a nice degree of heft to it. I quite like it. But now, let's also talk about this little imperfection. So I think this might have happened from maybe transport, but I don't know if you guys can see that right there. A little bit of damage right there. But nice designs on the sheath itself. Now, enough ado, let's take it out. Okay, all right. That is really cool. All right, so it's actually quite maneuverable. I mean, when I first saw this blade online, I was a little bit concerned that, oh, it's a little bit thick. It could be heavy, but feeling it in my hand, it is not bad at all. Now, this kind of blade is much more of a late Turkish pala. Okay, well, not late. This is much more medium. It's a cross between the old kilage, which has that almost, not almost, but a straighter blade with a slight bend towards the end, and the pala, which has that very significant crooked blade structure. So this is a nice middle point between the two, and this is very nice. Now, is it sharp? Let me see down. Oh, let's actually try. This is dangerous, but let's try the. Oh, okay, it's catching. Okay, this is indeed sharp. I don't know how sharp, but we might get to testing that in a little bit. However, I am a little bit disappointed that the Yelmen, if you look at the false edge right here, the Yelmen itself is not actually sharp, which kind of saddens me because I love to use the Yelmen when it comes to actual, fighting. But, I mean, you can just sharpen it. There's no issue there. And, let's talk about the blade profile. Okay, so it has a significant fuller in the middle, which is actually causing it to have that very nice, manageable weight. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see the blade profile, but let's try to let you see that. All right, hopefully you can see that. It's got how many bevels? It's got 1 bevel. Okay, so that's always good for a cutter, and it's a pretty acute angle. So I don't think I would actually need to sand this down any further for it to cut very well. I think it can cut very well from the get-go. All right, now in terms of feel, it feels quite nice. This handle opens up. It has a bit of swell, so you could grasp it nicely. It is a bit bigger, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, my one concern, though, is with the construction of this guard. If you can see, the guard here, let's try to get that seam. The guard here is a 2-piece construction that's sandwiched together. Now, I don't know how well that would hold, but, I mean, we'll see once we get into testing. This is much more of a first impression kind of thing. And I quite like this. This is very nice. I will say that I would have preferred if they had tried to make this a bit more of that traditional Turkish style hilt. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. Let me actually put this guy back in his scabbard, and let me show you my cold steel shamshir, just tell you what I'm talking about. That would be this. Now, sorry if it's a little beat up, but this is what I'm talking about. I just kind of wish that this is what they went with. I know in some of their newer products they definitely do go for this, so that's nothing against them. It's just in terms of this particular model, I kind of wish if they went with this kind of construction instead. If you guys can see, this is what the Swordbuy one looks like, and this is what the cold steel looks like. I kind of prefer the cold steel's grip a lot more. So I'm going to put this down. Okay. And that was the Swordbuy kilage, okay? We're actually going to take the kilage and put that here. Okay, and we're just gonna actually toss that. Just gonna move the dagger a little bit. We're gonna toss that to the side right here just to show it off. All right, clean that up, put that in the trash over there. All right, and now for our second one, we're gonna open this one up. Same thing, it shouldn't be too hard at all. This one has no damage on the box at all, really. And let's take it out. Once again, we're just gonna pull the cardboard off and then show it off. Let's put that in the trash over there. Okay. All right. Take that out and put that over there. Same beautiful box. Now this box is actually completely untouched in terms of damage, so I quite like that. Let's actually put that back here so you guys can see that a little bit better. And now for the moment of truth, let's open it up. Let's see what we have right here. All right. Opening it up. Okay, yes. So when I was talking with them, I told them specifically that I did not currently have a kilage. The one that you guys saw in the previous video, I actually sold. So I do now have a kilage. And if you guys can see, I now have a Yatagan. So, or rather Yatagan. There you go. Soft G. I mean, this is coming from the same people who throat sing. So a lot of those sounds, well, that also translates into words, right? So it's not Yatagan, it's Yatan. Very soft G. Anyways, so that's a little instruction thing for assembling this. This is simply like this. Does it work that way? What's going on? Maybe that one just doesn't go in there. There we go. On the inside, like that. And second one. Just going to put that in all the way. Come on. There you go. Just like that. Okay. And that is our stand for this one. We're going to put this one actually on this side. Just toss this guy right back in here. And let's close this box. I love these boxes, by the way. They're so nice. And let's show off this Yatagan. Oh, I'm so excited to finally get my hands on one of these. These are so cool. So, let's get this off and let's properly show it off. So, nope, didn't want to show off the blade just yet, so let's toss that back in. And now keep opening this up. Really hoping the video is not failing on me now. Alright. And let's just take that off. Let's take all this, toss it into our trash can over here. Okay. And now, ooh, that is nice. Let's slowly take it out. Oh, that is nice. That is really nice. Oh, this just wants to hack into stuff. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about this. So, with this, first off, let's look at that edge. This is quite heavy. This is a chopper, okay? And with that edge being, what is that? Not a quarter, definitely not a quarter of an inch. Eighth. 1/8 of an inch, maybe. Oh. It's fairly thick, let's say that. And with its bevel, so it actually has an axe grind. Okay? Alright, sorry. I'm just admiring how beautiful this is. So, this, let's look at also the brass ornamentation as well. Very, very nice brass ornamentation on the hilt, as well. It has that distinctive flared out pommel. So that's supposed to really lock your hand in. I will say that this one, unless perhaps it's meant to be held in a messer kind of grip, where slightly like this or like this, but the way that I'm holding it now, it does lock the hand in, but also I'm feeling that a lot right here. Okay, and it does feel a bit uncomfortable that way. I'll definitely use this with gloves, but I've also seen in a couple of paintings to put the thumb up on the grip itself as well. So that, how does that feel? Yeah, this, it just, that feels uncomfortable digging into my wrist, or not my wrist, into right here, the fatty part of my arm, of my hand. And that's just a bit uncomfortable. However, in terms of how it handles, it's definitely heavy. I will think that I'm going to grind this down. Oh, let's actually see the sharpness of this. This actually looks very, very, very sharp. Let's, of course, give it the thumbnail test. I guess some parts are sharper than others, but it is sharp. All right, and this actually has an inscription on it. Now, if I read this correctly, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All right. So there is an ayat from the Quran that's on this, and my Arabic reading is horrible, but once I take some time and actually do a proper reading on this, I think I can tell you which exact one, which I'll put, which exact ayat, which I'll put right here. And it also has a tugra on it as well. So a tugra is essentially a like signature for the Ottoman sultans, or really, I think it's for only the sultans, but perhaps other people had tugras as well. But there we have a tugra. Now, the calligraphy is very, very intricate. This could be the tugra of Fateh, not Fateh, Kanuni Sultan Suleiman, or Suleiman the Magnificent. But yeah, maybe you guys can see that one just a little bit better than I can. Maybe. Whatever. I'll show you guys in-depth close-ups of the swords when I'm done with this video. But in terms of how it's handling right now, I quite like it. It is, once again, heavy. And also the fact that there is Quranic verses on here. I am probably going to sand that off simply because I do a lot of like cuts, and I do put these on the ground a lot, and that would be sacrilegious. Well, I'm almost out of space, and that video took quite a bit, but let's see what these look like close up. So this is what the kilage looks like. Okay, let's see that. Okay, that's the scabbard for the kilage. This is the Yatagan, what that looks like close up. That's the tugra I was talking about. Let's try to, oh, there we go. Perhaps you can see that a little bit better. And this was the verse I was talking about. Just like that. The Bismillah right there. There is a little bit of what is that? Just maybe wood shavings that is on near the chape. There's of course the brass element and the brass guard and hilt. Then of course that is the scabbard for the Yatagan. And finally, these are the little sword holders. And that's very, very nice. But yes, so this is what they look like. Just like that, yeah. Now, once again, a big thank you to Kilage or Swordbuy for sending these two to me. I look forward to reviewing them, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. But yes, I expect to see, especially the Yatagan, expect to see that a lot on my channel. But that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed. And like and subscribe.